Hello, everybody. It's been a year since we've said goodbye to our dear brother Zev. But in that year, I feel like it's only appropriate that we spend a bit of time with the report card because, after all, Zev's watching and a lot of others are watching. So we should talk about what we have done. What Zev put in motion, the giant, long, historical effort to decapitate the snake, which is that destructive force that seeks to divide humanity from its essential sovereign goodness, is a campaign that we keep fighting. And on this dimension, where I know Zev is working in his own, in this dimension, we're making progress. Turns out that a lot of the little baby serpents are running for cover right now because they know that the eagle has spotted them. And we are in a position right now where we're making phenomenal strides at reinvigorating a humanity that knows how to stand up for itself, knows how to stand together, unite against a common purpose, not to defeat an enemy, but to give rise to a light that is the brightness, that is in fact the light that guides humanity through the darkness. I am thrilled that I still find myself working every single day with my dear brother Zev. And I'm equally thrilled that we are paying tribute to the energy that he put in motion, that we each have the stewardship of carrying, so that together we find our path to fulfill our mission here, which is to let the light of truth and justice, the light of the divine, shine, so that all humanity can see it. We love you, Zev. We will always love you, and we will always honor you.
Liftoff. And our next presenter is a good friend of mine and a guy in the great state of New York who said, I will treat all the COVID patients. And he's missing, by the way, he's missing a lung and he has stage 4 cancer. And he says, I'm still willing to treat COVID-19 patients. He's treated over 7,000 patients. His protocol has treated millions. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand to your feet and greet my good friend, Dr. Zelenko! Thank you. Thank you. Amen. So first of all, I'd like to thank God for this moment.
God actually spoke to me. He spoke about sacredness. He said to me, Kim, what I place in many, many people is sacred. And if anybody touches what is sacred to me, then it is the end for them. So what I've done in the United States of America is sacred. And there are people on every side that are trying to destroy what I deem sacred. And it's not going to happen.
This is the definition of criminal conspiracy, racketeering, and collusion. This is not a theory, this is evidence.
Because I have upheld this country to spread the light to the rest of the world. When you choose to go against the sacred thing that God puts into the very heart and the soil of this nation. This was sacred to God. Now is the time to act. This is exactly why I need some action from my people.
But supernatural interventions are not free. We have to pay a price. And the price is the reconciliation of human hearts with their Creator. When we pass a certain threshold, I don't know the threshold, but God knows, there will be an ushering in of such truth and light, and the world will be filled with the knowledge of God like the waters cover the seas. Thank you very much, and God bless you.
What does it feel like, Dr. Zelenko, to talk to all those people over there and coming all the way here to South Carolina?
It reinforces my essential belief that people are good. And if you speak from your heart, it penetrates their heart. People are looking for hope and for goodness in this crazy world. Hello.
Good. Ready?
We were planning to have Dr. Vladimir Zev Zelenko on the show last week and again this week to discuss his COVID protocol and his upcoming book and the relentless campaign to harass and vilify, possibly even kill him because of what he has said about the COVID pandemic. Unfortunately, Dr. Zelenko wasn't able to make it due to a medical emergency. He had to cancel both appearances. Look, I hate to be the one bringing this news, but sadly, Dr. Zelenko is not well. He's not old, but sadly, it looks like the Lord God will be calling him home sooner rather than later. Even if you avoid the big pharma jab, even if you avoid the bioweapon clot shot, even if you do everything possible to take care of your health, the truth is that all of us must go and die and go before God eventually. Fortunately, Dr. Zelenko has lived his life understanding what's most important. Making sure that we have the best possible impact on the world while we're here. And that we leave a positive legacy after we're gone.
Yeah, hi, this is Dr. Zelenko, and I'm making this video from my hospital bed. I had a MRI and a transesophageal echocardiogram called a TE, and it found a tumor in my right ventricle. It's not good news. As King David writes, even though I walk in the shadow of death, I shall fear no evil, for God is with me. And I do really feel that way, and those words resonate in my soul more now than ever in my life.
This is General Mike Flynn, and I want to just make a few comments about a very close and dear friend that I met during our Reawaken America tour, Dr. Zev Zelenko. Everybody knows Zev. He's just an amazing, amazing person. Just a gifted doctor, just a gift from heaven, and just an amazing quality and set of character traits in somebody that I had sat down with, spoken to, listened to, and learned from. And I think Zev's the type of leader in history that a lot of people are legendary, but Dr. Zelenko is leaving a legacy, which is even more important. And his legacy is of service to others, care and compassion, and commitment to what is good and right in all of us. And so, as I try to consider, what remarks to offer on this anniversary, I just want to say that to Zev that I love you. I'm sorry that you're not with us anymore, but you actually are with us, and your legacy continues to carry on. So God bless you, God bless your family, and may God bless America. Thank you.
Basically, the world has now chosen sides. Those that will worship the machinations of man, and those that will bow down to the Creator. And so let the culling begin. The world needs a cleaning.
There was a doctor 30 months ago who was the first to come out and really expose the eugenics depopulation operation of the COVID release and then the poison vaccines later. And he came up with the protocols that saved millions in the US and millions worldwide. He was nominated for the Nobel Peace Prize. and that's Dr. Zev Zelenko. He is dead. He died yesterday. He knew he was going to die. He had cancer, major heart problems, but he fought 15, 16, 20 hours a day, traveling the country, even though he knew he was killing himself. So we want to salute Dr. Zelenko, a good friend, a beautiful soul who lives on with us all and who is with us in eternity, for his incredible hard work. Dr. Zelenko, we love you, Zev, and we appreciate you. We really appreciate you standing up for all of us and our progeny in the future. Thank you so much, Dr. Zelenko, for all of your incredible work. We salute you, and we salute all the other Dr. McCullough and McCullough and all the other scientists and Tucker Carlson and Joe Rogan and all the other prominent people that have really taken it on to the New World Order.
And I want to close this hour as I'm asking you, are you proud of the state of America, with remembering a great American who had courage and leaves a legacy of action for all of us. And it was Dr. Zelenko. Dr. Zelenko passed away yesterday. And Dr. Zelenko was an outspoken critic of Fauci, of the mandatory vaccine. He was an outspoken critic of totalitarian government and started the Zelenko Protocol. He was an early adopter of hydroxychloroquine mixed with zinc and vitamin D and pushed back against the medical industrial complex. I want to remember Dr. Zelenko because as I am ashamed and as I am angry of where America is, there is this massive glimmer of hope of people like Dr. Zelenko who fought with everything they could and continue to fight to save the country. Because here's the thing, everything I just went through in this last hour is not a death sentence. It's not. It's not saying it's over. I'm not giving a eulogy this hour. No, I'm giving you action steps and remembering the great ones, like Dr. Zelenko, a light in the darkness.
This is a war against God consciousness. And that's why all totalitarian psychopaths, the first thing they want to do is remove or suppress religion or houses of worship. And the reason is simple. If I bow down to God, I don't bow down to them. And so they want to take our consciousness and use fear to cause us to deviate from our faith and put our faith into them. It's a cult. To be codependent on them instead of on our Creator.
So Dr. Zelenko started out treating patients, but over time found that the CDC and FDA were suppressing early treatments. Dr. Zelenko was one of the pioneers that had the courage and basically the clairvoyance to fight for early interventions with COVID, saving God knows how many lives away from government mandates and edicts. He was one of the A-team members, as we call it on this show. Dr. Zelenko, one of his final messages, denounced the false gods of technology and science and turned back to our true creator, an Orthodox Jew with 8 children, play cut 151.
Until we make internal resolutions to kick the evil out from within us, we should, in my opinion, denounce the worship of false gods, the god of technology, the god of science, the god of corrupt governments, money, power, fame, and reconcile our hearts with our Creator, who's making us anew every instant in time.
Finally, his final words, if I have to leave the world, I accept God, and I will encourage and plead with every one of us to step up your game and stand up and resist. A chilling final message.
And if I have to leave the world, I accept God's will, but I encourage and plead with everyone else to up your game and stand up and resist.
I'm not happy where America is right now. I'm thankful to be an American. Dr. Zelenko just gave us our marching orders. He passed away yesterday. He was courageous. He shouldered the burden for us for a couple years. Now it's time for us to up our game. No more complaining. This July 4th weekend, yeah, enjoy the fireworks, enjoy the hot dogs, but put together a game plan. Do something. Run for office. Hold the tyrant accountable. Because guess what? I'm not going to go through another July 4th like this. I want the ones that my kids and grandkids enjoy actually to say, you know what, I'm proud of where America is today.
I was able to host a beautiful conversation with him at the Church of Glad Tidings just a few weeks before he died. And it was so fun to interact with a person who knew where he was from and where he was going with no question at all. and had the decency, the honor, the clarity of voice, the beautiful spirit to share that with all of us before he went. And so in many respects, the tribute I recorded that I just sent for Dr. Zelenko was that, like anything else, all I gave him was a status report. Here's what we're doing on our dimension. I don't know what you're doing on yours. But the cool thing is, even there, I mean, we have a dear friend who passed, yes, but I just feel like he's just on a different playing field, you know, with different tools, working on the same mission. And so for me, I don't ever sit there going, oh man, I'm sad, I miss my friend. I just go, he's got cool toys that he can now help out on that dimension, and I got the toys I've got, I'll use mine, and one day we'll give each other high fives and go, you know, well done what you did, well done what you did, and it'll be great. And so it's fun to realize that, I mean, here's a person I'm speaking about who allegedly has passed. But if we actually have a decent understanding of what we say we think, what we say we believe, what we say we value, then the answer is no, he's just moved to a different layer, and he's pulling his weight in that layer, and we're pulling our weight in this layer. And man, what a great thing to know you got a team player that's got the jersey on, and you know, you're on the field together.
Absolutely.
So, super grateful.
I'm grateful too. I had the great honor to be able to pray over him a few weeks and months before his passing. And I tell you what, his faith changed dramatically. I don't say it changed, but he was a titan of faith in those last days.
He really was. He really was. And I said in the intro to the book, I wrote the foreword for his last book. And I said it reminded me of the story of Aaron and Moses when they're out in the battlefield, and you know, Moses' arms get tired, and you got to prop them up. And as long as the arms are propped up, you know, the battle wins. And as long as the minute he puts his arms down, the battle goes the other way. And so, you know, the idea is, you know, just hold up the arms, because all you need to do is keep holding them up. And I said that to Zev right before he passed. And I said, you know, what we're going to do is we're going to keep holding up your arms as long as you're here. And when you cross over, we're going to keep the fight going. But I know Zev is a beautiful example to me of one of the veterans of this unbelievable, beautiful war. And though we would say in one respect that his life has passed, what I will never say is he never fell. He just rose to the next, and in his transition, he rose to the next. His arms are still up, the battle's still raging, but I'll tell you what, we're on the winning side of this thing, and I know we are. And so it is an easy thing to think about him, to engage that memory, and just know that, you know, we just have him on the other side of the veil right now. That's all it is.
My thoughts about Dr. Zelenko. One, I find it to be profound that Dr. Zelenko, who was a devout Jewish doctor, may have been the first doctor in America to call the COVID-19 shots, the technology in the COVID-19 shots, the mark of the beast technology. I mean, that is a profound idea, that a practicing Jewish doctor discovered the technology in the COVID-19 shots that may turn out to be the mark of the beast technology. Second is Dr. Zelenko was profoundly courageous. Not courageous in the normal way where you go, oh, that guy, you know, said a few things and he was willing to put his neck out there occasionally. No, this guy stood up against Klaus Schwab, Yuval Noah Harari, Bill Gates, the world's wealthiest, most powerful, most respected, most well-known names, and he called them out for their Luciferian anti-human agenda. Dr. Zelenko was a great friend. No matter how big that his platform got, no matter how famous he became or how well known he was, he always would call you back. He'd always send you a text. That guy would text knowledge bombs on a daily basis. I mean, if you wanted to have a profound text message, you were going to get one if you were on Dr. Zelenko's friend list. Also, Dr. Zelenko always went the extra mile when it came to research. I mean, this guy didn't stop at a theory or at a hunch or at, he actually did the work needed to avoid all speculation. He focused on facts. And Dr. Zelenko was kind, very kind. The kind of guy that would open a door for you despite the fact that he was missing a lung and was battling life-threatening diseases. He would still open the door for you. Dr. Zelenko is the kind of guy that every father would love to, every father would love to produce a son like Dr. Zelenko. And every kid would like to have a dad like Dr. Zelenko. Dr. Zelenko was a great American, a unapologetic lover of God, and a man who feared nobody and nothing other than God himself. And for that, he will always be missed. Dr. Zelenko, I just want to thank you. I know you can hear me in heaven there, sir. I appreciate you and for all the life-saving treatments. I don't know how many lives you saved by pointing out to Americans that they could take hydroxychloroquine and ivermectin and budesonide for COVID-19 as opposed to the life-ending COVID-19 protocols of remdesivir and midazolam. You're a life-saving, game-changing doctor and a man that I was proud to call my friend. Sir, we'll miss you. And again, thank you for all the work you did. I know you're in heaven right now listening. So sorry, I don't have the mental capacity to provide a better, more accurate description of what you meant to me and the planet Earth. You'll be missed, sir.
It's hard to believe that it's been a year since the passing of my dear friend, Dr. Zev Zelenko. I just wanted to say a few words and make it clear that of the hundreds of incredible people that I've had the honor and privilege of filming and sitting down with and getting to know, few have had more impact on my life than Zev. There's just something about that man. We had a connection from the moment we met, and we worked together many times. And every time that he would show up to my studio, every time that he would leave, there was this palpable, kind of blissful, buzzing energy in the air of just like, it's hard to articulate into words, but there's something infectious about his integrity, his raw honesty, being around someone who has no time to BS and nothing false about him whatsoever. He is who he is. He always was who he was in every circumstance. He cared deeply about humanity and everyone. I don't know that I'd ever met another human being that was in such pure service in the way that Zev was in life. True man of service, true man of God, and perpetually courageous, vulnerable and powerful all at the same time. I think he's the epitome of what we all have within us as human potential. I strive to be more like Zev, who always left me feeling grateful to be alive, grateful for his friendship, inspired by his love for his family, and his willingness, despite his incredible wisdom, his willingness to learn and to be childlike. I was always taken by that. So, Zev, I know that you are watching this crazy show from the best seat in the house. And I just want to say I love you, my friend. I miss you all the time. Every time I see your face in one of my videos as I'm editing, I smile. Sometimes I tear up, but I'm always left with nothing but fond memories of every experience with you, my friend. And we're here fighting the fight. A fight you got started, and a fight that we will finish together with your love and spirit. God bless you, my friend. God bless you.